Namaste everyone, welcome to Psychic Thripudi 333. I am Dr. Titty VARGHESE. My doctorate is in political sciences. I am also known as Psychic Medium Teresa, originally from India. In this YouTube channel, we would like to share various information and topics related with spirituality, how to manage our life, mind, and how to stay positive, and various other enlightening topics. We will be having eminent scholars, spiritual practitioners from across the world to deliver important information through this channel. I would like to invite all of you to subscribe and share this channel with your loved ones. In this first episode, it is a very great happiness for me to invite famous parapsychologist and motivational speaker Dr. Biju S Padmanabhan from India, from the state of Kerala, to deliver information related with the life and its importance. I would like to wish all of you to stay blessed and stay in love. Please keep watching on our videos. Stay blessed.
Season's greetings, one and all. Let me introduce myself to you. I'm Dr. Biju S Padmanabhan, an alternative medical practitioner, a parapsychologist, a trained counselor, and obviously I'm a teacher also. Welcome to our new venture, this YouTube channel. Its name is Psychic Thripudi. One may be wondering what is the meaning of a Psychic Thripudi. Before entering to the explanation of these terms, we shall start the session with some questions. Let me throw certain questions to you. The first question, why now? Second one, why here? And the third question, why I? Actually, these are the three most important questions that one can answer. One should have to ponder to these questions every now and then, because it is very much connected with our existence. There are people who are believing in different philosophies. In worldwide, we can find out different traits of philosophy. The term philosophy explains it's falling in love with wisdom. A person who is coming from nowhere and he is absolutely living here a wonderful, luxurious, abundant life. And after this period, he is moving to another realm, a dark zone we can call, and we can simply say it's nowhere. So what is the purpose of life? Each and everyone will be becoming philosophical in their life. Most probably people are becoming spiritual at the end of their lifespan. But one should have to keep these questions in his mind every now and then. That's what I have to say. So again we will come to the very first question. Why now? Why we are experiencing this particular time? That's the most important question. We are all concerned with the time. We might have heard that life management is equal to time management, or time management equals life management. So then what is time, and why we are experiencing this particular time? Our calendar shows it's a 2022. So where were we before our birth? Where we will be just after our death? So we are amidst these two. So must think why we are assigned to this particular time. And the second question, obviously, why here? Why you are born here? Why we are born in these particular spheres? In this format, that's another question. So we have got the format of a human being. We are all Homo sapiens. That's another question. But now we have to think why this particular place. Normally one can answer that your parents belong to this place. Then I have another question for you. That is why you got such parents. Okay, these are all confusing questions, puzzling questions, but we have to find out. We have to find out. If there is a question, definitely it carries an answer. All the philosophers say like that. And the third question, the most fundamental question, the most elementary question one can answer: why I? Why I am having such a feeling that it's I. Why it happens like that? This is a question that is really upsetting us. It is stirring our minds, we have to say. And this channel is assigned to answer all these kind of questions. Rather, it's a search to these kind of questions. I can't say that we will be able to answer all these kind of questions. We are all psychic researchers. We are going to the depths of these kind of most important questions, most important areas of human mind. And who is a psychic? We might have heard this term in many contexts. Sometimes people will be calling as psychic. Actually, they intend to call as psychedelic people. The term psychedelic is quite different from psychic, one must understand. Psychic means a person who is possessing, or he is supposed to possess certain extrasensory perceptions, or rather we can say such kind of abilities like precognition, telepathy, clairvoyance, etc., etc. Are these things really exist? That's a funny question. Obviously, we have to say. There are certain set of people, they call themselves as parapsychologists. And if you very much search this word parapsychology, you can find that one, it's pseudoscience. But never believe, it is not pseudoscience. Actually, the Science Congress, they have opted parapsychology as a branch of science itself, because its stream is objective to solve the hidden areas of human mind and our existence. Again, we can explain a psychic as a person who appears to be susceptible to extrasensory powers or paranormal influences. And sometimes he is working as a medium who can communicate with the dead bodies. So the term psychic is very, very, very important. And all the people cannot become a psychic. It's really a gift. Sometimes some people, they are achieving it with their certain spiritual practices. Some people, they are getting it by a gift, a divine gift. These people are becoming the divine messengers, we can say. They can communicate, they can correspond with the people who have really left us. They are living in another realm, another area, the world of the spirits. So they are the so-called medium. So a psychic is sometimes becoming equivalent to a medium. Now the second part of the channel's name, it's a Thripudi. What is Thripudi? It is really an Indian word, a Sanskrit word, Thripudi. So before explaining Thripudi, I have to take your attention to the word Trinity. In most of the religions, we can say there is the existence of Trinity. In Hinduism, obviously, there is this Trinity. The existence of Trinity can be seen, termed as Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. And the first one stands for creation, the second one stands for operation, and the third one stands for destruction. And the destruction is not a negative word as far as the Hindu religion is concerned, because it's really giving us a chance of regeneration. Regeneration, sometimes it is equivalent to rebirth, reincarnation and all these kind of things. Only after destruction you can get to another format in another space and another time. So it's positive, we can say. You might have heard about the beautiful lines of Wasteland. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of dead tubers. If you read that very poem, you will be coming to the core of living, the core of existence, we can say. And in Christianity, definitely we can see there is also the Trinity, Father, Son and the Holy Spirit. So this is the concept of Thripudi. In the word Thripudi, we can see the three things like the learning, the learned and the learner. In Sanskrit, you can translate this to Jnanam, Jneyam, Jnadav. That means a person who is coming to learn something, he is the learner. The three things like learning, that means there is something to learn. So that is jnanam, the knowledge or the wisdom we can say. And a person who is coming to learn certain things, that's called a learner. And in this process, he has learned something. He has understood something. He has taken something to his mind. That's called learned. And these three things, actually they stand apart in individual sense, but finally we can see that these three things are becoming one and the same. A learner, he has learned something, and that has become a part of his core or part of his soul. So we can say a learned, learning and a learner is becoming one and same. Just like you can see there's a perception. Perception means the view of a certain scene or a sight. That's called a perception. A person who is perceiving that, so we can call him as the perceiver. And what he has seen there is called perceived. So in one sense we can say the perception, the perceiver and the perceived, these three things are really one and the same. So this is what is happening in Thripudi. Actually the entire world, we feel the entire world in three formats. That is, there is something to learn, and there is something that we have learned, and there is a learner. And in spirituality, we can see these three things are merging to one. So welcome again. These are all confusing ideas, conflicting ideology. Everyone knows, but we cannot have any another option. We can't save ourselves not thinking like this. Because the entire universe is there. They are highly demanding us to think. Because we have to find out the truth. We have to fall in love with the wisdom. Welcome to Psychic Thripudi once again. So here we welcome all the people who are really having a great interest to know what's happening within us and beyond us, which are the things that's not in our control. Obviously, we will be taking the path of science also. It is not some sort of, we call the so-called cliche observation like blind beliefs or blind following of anything. We have to open up. Not only the external eyes, but the inward eyes also. Then only you are becoming spiritual. When you are connecting yourself with your inner core, your inner potential, you are becoming divine. So let us start the journey. We'll be having a great time. We will discuss certain things here. Obviously, one more thing I have to mention here. We all have heard about the miracles or siddhi. We will call it as a siddhi. The parapsychologists, they call it as extrasensory perception or ESP, or they call it as psychokinesis or PK. The great English poet, the romantic poet, who was soaring into the heights of metaphysics and a cosmopolitan critic, he used to mention his poems with one phrase, that is the willing suspension of disbelief. So here we are also providing you the very phrase, the willing suspension of disbelief. So we are providing a great arena here for you all people to come and fall in love with wisdom and discuss certain matters that is connected with our very existence. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Have a great time ahead. We will meet soon.